Welcome back. All right, so there's some updates, some Natasha updates here. Chia, what's going on? Welcome to Marriott Epsiba. I see you guys. Affection. Welcome. All right. Me too. I'm hearing for this one. It's on Sahara Reporters on YouTube. They are dragging them on YouTube right now as we speak. If you Google it, to come up. Well, this song is that song was the more reason why I decided. But let's talk about Natasha and Nwaebonyi. There's an update here.
Harassment.
Accused of mockery of harassment during the time of Goodluck Jonathan as president.
You remember that guy? You remember this guy?
When the young man was already.
You remember this guy?
Which other persons is she accused of harassment?
They ask him what other persons did she accuse, right? Well, he's attracted a 5 billion naira lawsuit from the Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, who represents Kogi Central. Senator Onyekachi Nwaebonyi of Ebonyi North has attracted a 5 billion naira lawsuit over alleged defamation. The suit was filed by her lawyer, Michael Jonathan Numa, at the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory. All right. And in the suit, Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan urged the court to declare the statements made by Senator Nwaebonyi during an interview on Channels Television on March 6, 2025 were false and malicious. She alleged that Nwaebonyi referred to her as a gold digger, habitual liar, and habitual blackmailer during the interview. Additionally, Akpoti-Uduaghan asked the court to rule that the claim she is a mother of 6 from different men, well, different men can be 2 different men, is false, malicious, and defamatory. She contended that Nwaebonyi's remarks had severely damaged her reputation and caused her considerable embarrassment in the eye of the public. Let's listen to some of the defamation.
Accused of mockery of harassment during the time of Goodluck Jonathan as president, when the young man was already in US attending to national issue. But of unlucky to her, she didn't know that this young man was outside the country. Upon the slightest provocation, she will come up with allegation of harassment. And I don't know what is wrong with this lady. Does she think that she's the most beautiful woman on earth? Does she because she's had chocolate color?
Ha!
In my own assessment, she's not among the beautiful women in Nigeria. And it is high time we come hard on her. And why people like us are speaking on top of our voice is not just to protect and defend the Senate president, but to protect and defend her future victims. Even her present husband, she married her out of something like this. She threatened to sue the man and have a letter circulating over the world that the man should pay her 10 billion or marry her. The man.
Which other persons is she?
Have you noticed that there's no allegedly in anything they're saying?
To marry her under duress.
Under duress. Have you noticed there's no allegedly in anything he's saying? He's just saying, he said there was a letter that's floating around.
So the marriage was under duress. Another product of blackmail.
You remember that from the very first day I covered this, I knew this was going to be a thing. So I covered this old letter thing on that day. I said, well, there's this letter out there. It is what it is, that looks like she might have blackmailed a whole human being into marrying her. Now, you, as a very powerful person, that Chief Uduaghan was blackmailed in Nigeria, a very powerful guy. Like, no, there's more to the story. Where's the rest of the story? So if I were a senator, before I repeat that line or even try to make that a news, I would be careful because I have a lot to lose, obviously. Unless, of course, I don't have any sense of intelligence, which obviously this guy doesn't. But let's keep going.
I was watching a video of how the wife, the father of the first wife of the husband, narrated her ordeal when this lady came into their family, destabilized their family.
So the ex-father-in-law of Chief Uduaghan was talking about the ordeal of his daughter, who was the original wife of Uduaghan, and that's what he took away as fact. And he started to repeat it on national TV. So It's attracted a 5 billion naira. It's not a big deal to attract 5 billion naira lawsuit for this kind of people, by the way. At least as of now, they don't see it as a big deal. It's just another lawsuit.
And took over her husband.
All right.
And without going into her character, I want to ask Natasha, how many husbands has she had in her life?
Hey!
At the age of 47 or 45. How to marry her?
At the age of 47 or 45. He knew exactly what he was doing, so I hope he has the resources in place to fight this lawsuits.
Under duress. So the marriage was under duress and under a product of blackmail. I was watching a video.
All right, so I just want to see. Shout out to the Momo 5. Say now, so Senator Red Cap wife marry him under duress. I didn't even realize I said this. Under duress, this is not. Oh Lord. I know Chinye will want me to play that, so let me just go ahead and play it gradually. Just so I see you don't come and hold my neck later on.
Got him! Got him!
Under duress, this nuts. Just 1 year salary and allowances Nigerian pays him. I meant to say that he's lying. Or is a lying ass. Okay, he thinks he can just come and spew garbage. Well, let me see what they're saying in the comments. You know, the comments, if you want to catch crews in Nigerian content spaces, just go in the comments. That's where it's at, okay? Not us, the content creator, no, forget. The real content creators are the commenters, okay? Someone said whether you like it or not, or like her or not, she won't be forgotten easily in the political history of brave women in Nigeria. Right, you know, part of the update is that she was also, there's a lawsuit, no, not lawsuit, the courts have ordered her and Akpabio, who was not talking in the first place, to keep short on the case. They're not allowed to talk about it in public anymore, which is fine. You know, I think the Nigerian social media place will carry on the rest of the story. Natasha strong supporters come forward. Married. Okay, let me see if there's anything. Natasha is the prayers of Nigerian youth. Government against government. Joy comes in the morning. All right. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Yeah, I'm looking for something negative. I know. Bad me, right? Someone said you can't fight the system, Natasha, cause you will never win. This is a leadership 101 rule. Well, it depends. Okay, I understand what he's talking about. It's actually more like power 101, that you can't really face your superior. You have the key thing that, again, there's a lot of people that read the 48 laws of power with their ass open out, inside out. You can't do that. It's not just as simple as reading. You also have to sit with it, have some experience in life, fail sometimes in life, and then continue to study. Okay, the point of that is you have to be careful if you're going to do that. Obviously, nothing is written, no rule is written in stone forever. Okay, it depends on context. There's so many things going on. Anyway, this woman, not the real FOK, around and find out. F around and find out. Okay, that's a radio guy in Nigeria. All right, so I think she knows what she's doing. Again, she knows exactly what she's doing. The idea here is not to just win. Or no, what do you mean by winning? That's not the idea. You can't win. Win what? Candy? No, it's sometimes you have to drag situations by the blockers to make a point. And in the process is when you elevate yourself. Sometimes it's just the clout. Yes, I said it. Yes, put your name out there. Put yourself out there. Get some bruises on yourself sometimes. Don't play. You play it so safe. All you can think of is win and lose. And that's how you effectively become a loser. No, it's not about, what do you mean by winning? It's about winning, but what do you mean by winning? Right? That they will just hand out, that Akpabio will say, okay, I'm sorry. Is that what you mean by winning? No, nobody's expecting that. There's no wise person expecting that, especially when power is involved. Okay? Think a little bit deeper. It's a lot more than that. There's more to it than that. This guy just wants name recognition. He won't let everyone rest. Any one of them, you know, that's part of the game that Nwaebonyi is playing too. So that's why you see me sometimes make the best player win. Like, what do you mean by winning though? Because some of you are thinking winning one day, the powers that be will just surrender powers to the oppressed in Nigeria. That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. Take that, know that, and know peace. I beg. All right. So in the meanwhile, we will continue to cover it. Somebody said no audio. I think she started from the beginning. Bumi, sure. In the beginning, I was muted for like a few split seconds. All right. So yeah, what do you guys think? I think Natasha Akpoti is going to be quiet a little bit. You know why? Because there's going to be more news, other types of news that will come out. You know, so be it. That's fine. You know, there's going to be more news, other news around the world that will come out. You know, Nigeria, especially Nigeria, is relentless. You know, they're going to be more stuff coming out. But let me know what your thoughts are about this. 5 billion naira. You know, I think somebody said, somebody said pick one fight at a time. Like, what do you mean pick one fight at a time? It's just a lot of people that don't understand how these things work that are making comments on them. So we'll leave that at that. I'm just going to leave that at that. We have some other stories, and I'll be right back. Yeah, yo.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen.
You know, you
one love enough, we done enough.
you know, you